Here's something to contemplate. All of the work we do, as human beings, as team members, is solutioning towards an outcome. That's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Hey team, good to see you. You're looking good. Thank you for tuning in. I have a mindset shift for you today. I want you to think about all of the work that we do as being a form of solutioning. Now, before we dig into it, let's take a moment to remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works, relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what we need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. And remember, guys, if this helps you, tell your friends, come on over and visit us in the Badass Agile Listener Lounge, over there in Facebook. Links are in the show notes. Let's remember something really important. The point of what we do, the reason why we labor, the reason why we pursue Agile, the reason why we study it, the reason why we work to perfect our craft is not to be agile. It's not even to build things with agility. It's to solve problems. Point blank. One of the big problems I have with modern Agile is that we're pigeonholing our work into IT-type product-based solutions. But really, are they solutions, or are we building stuff that we want other people to buy and use? Are we really asking people what problems need to be solved, and therefore what kinds of solutions would address them? If you think really carefully, the answer might be no. And how would you know for sure? Well, if you can't say with certainty what the objectives are of the solution that we're building, how will we know if we did it well? From a business metrics perspective, did this help us gain more customers, satisfy the customers we have, increase how much each customer spends with us, decrease their frustration at the checkout? Because if you can't say for sure what those outcomes are, you're building something that you want to build because you think it's something that people should use. There is a huge difference between building things we want, things we think we need, and things that actually create value by solving a problem. If you're an entrepreneur like me, this will probably sound second nature because you know for a fact that if you just keep building things that are similar to things that other people have already built, because you want to have a similar success as the people who have already built them, you start asking yourself, why would anybody buy this? How come nobody's banging down my door to get one? And when you look at it that way, you realize that one of the most powerful questions you should be asking every chance you get is what hurts? That's right. What's not working? What is it that you wish were a certain way and you're frustrated because it isn't that way? Despite your best efforts, you can't seem to get where you want to go. Notice how that question is radically different from what do you need or what do you want? And let's dig deep on the psychology of that for a second. When you ask somebody what they need or what they want, the list can be long. People want lots of things. And in a time and on a planet where it's very difficult to find people who are truly decisive and wise, we try to protect the downside by saying we want and need a lot of things. Because, hey, more is better, right? Well, the problem is, when you talk about the things that you want or the things that you need, you're running down that big, long, unprioritized laundry list of stuff that you think might work, might make impact. But the reality is you're not sure. But if you'll make this simple tweak with me, change the wording to what hurts, and you'll notice something happens. Now people talk about the things that they want in the reverse. They're talking about the things they want, but they can't have. They're talking about the things that they want in the frame of, this pisses me off. It bugs me that this isn't working. I hate that things are this way when I want them to be that way. Notice the difference in energy. When I say to you, well, I'd really like to optimize our store operations so that I could offer e-commerce and store-to-door delivery for our customers. Well, that sounds nice. But it sounds a little different than this. It drives me nuts that as big as we are, as smart as we are, as powerful as we are, we can't figure out a way to put a simple product into a metal bucket with 4 wheels and a seat and get it to our customer's front porch. Because that second statement indicates pain. And unfortunately, we're more motivated to make change when things hurt than we are when things are rosy, sunny, and fair weather. So don't be afraid to ask your customers to get a little pissed, to find the point of pain. The thing that if they could fix just one thing, everything else would become simpler or completely unnecessary. What's that one thing they could do? What's that one thing they would change? Because now, my friends, you're staring at a problem begging to be solved. And you and your teams can double down and solve it. And that's how you create what? Value. Exactly. Value is created when you solve a problem that no one else can solve or wasn't getting solved for the benefit of the business. Because oftentimes, it's the painful problems that represent that 1% competitive edge. It's the one thing that your competitors can't do or can't do yet. It's that one thing that nobody in your industry has figured out, but you want to crack it. It's that one problem that all the customers are groaning about, but they feel like nobody's listening. So this is where you come in. This is what agility was born for, to allow you to pivot and focus on the things that hurt so that you can prioritize, plan quickly, move quickly, deliver quickly, and find the most important kernel of value and get it into the customer's hands with quality before the rest of the world knows what hit them. To my mind, that's the true meaning of the word solutioning. Compare and contrast that to how most product, and especially most IT divisions, are viewed in the eyes of the company or the world. We're seen as a necessary evil. We're seen as an investment, not a revenue center. We're seen as a place that builds what we're told according to the spec that we give them. And at the end of the year, when we haven't delivered any new value, when nothing exciting or innovative has happened, we scratch our heads, we look to the IT department, and we say it must have been them. Now here's what I know from experience, that when you flip the script and ask people what hurts, not what do you want, but what is driving you nuts? What's the thing that you want, but you can't figure out how to get? And when people start answering that question, and you're able to focus your efforts on creating viable solutions, this is how you become a necessity, an asset, a firefighter, or a fire starter. This could change your game. So bring this to your practice this week and let me know what happens. You can reach out at badassagile.com or find me on Twitter at badass_agile. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, stay badass.